This is the problem we found with the front axle on our M35A2. After an 85-mile trip, I noticed the steering knuckle boot had split, throwing grease and oil over the inside of the front wheel and up into the wheel arch. At first I thought it was just a split boot, which I could replace with a zipped version, but when I had a closer look, something else caught my eye. The grease was much thinner than it should have been. Instead of being thick and sticky, it had gone almost runny, which suggested it was mixing with differential oil. If that's what's happened, then there's a good chance the inner oil seal has failed as well. To keep the truck usable while I waited for parts to come from the States, I patched the split boot up with some silicone sealant. To be fair, it actually held together quite long enough for me to go to a local show, but after another 15 miles or so it was already leaking again. It was obvious a proper repair would be needed. Looking through the TM, you can clearly see the two parts involved. There's a steering knuckle boot on the outside, but hidden further inside the inner axle is another oil seal, and that's the one I suspected had caused all the trouble. Before diving into the repair, I watched a couple of excellent videos from Tactical Repair YouTube channel. I'll leave links to those in the description because they were a massive help in getting me this far. In his videos, he describes how to remove the inner oil seal, but this method involves pulling the axle out from the opposite side as well. At that point, I was convinced there had to be an easier way. I thought I'd be able to make a puller and get the seal out without stripping everything else apart. Well, that didn't quite work out as I expected. My first attempt with a homemade puller from 15mm steel. I was convinced I'd do the job, but instead of pulling the seal out, all it did was manage to bend the puller. The seal never moved a fraction. It was absolutely seized in there or stuck in by some other method. With that idea beaten, I decided to try something different. Next plan was to heat the outer carrier and see if a bit of thermal expansion would loosen the seal enough to get it moving. And that's where this video starts. Oh, come on. So getting this carrier out, which holds the inner oil seal, has been quite troublesome. So what we'll do is we'll put an inch diameter aluminium pipe through the diff from the other side. We're also going to put through this puller that we've made, just to give it a little bit more help at this side. Actually, I don't have a screwdriver. Right. If you pop, I think that's in place at the top, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you in?
Yep. Job done.
And that's the oil seal that we need to replace.
So how do you get that out of there then?
Well, I'll drill that and then just pull it out. Off of that, it can just come out. I might be able to tap it from this side. But yeah, quite a bit of work to get that out. Not easy. Wouldn't come out on a puller. Had to hammer it out.